It's fantastic. Let's start the session now. Audible and visible. Fantastic. Let me log. Are you sure? Yes, sir. Offline, you are sitting in front of me only after the class. Next minute only I'll check. Is it? Yes, sir. Are you sure? Yes, sir. No, come. One scenario count is less. Kachara pachara is cold. Okay. After the class, all of you meet me in my cabin. Okay. It become a habit. Online, have you done it? Shweta, off pending. Don't keep pending. Today you finished off. Okay? Yes. Good. Only 4 to 5 people responded. That's it. That means online only 4 to 5 people, written out of 70. Okay. Fine. Now I'll show, execution. You know already. Executing the test case means what? You know already. Right? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Huh. Executing the test cases means what? You know. Right? But in ALM also, see, either it is ALM or Jira, whatever the tool on this earth, executing test case, nothing but whatever the steps you've written, each step you should do it practically on real application. Then you should update the actual result. You should update the actual result. When expected result and actual result both are matching, what is the status of that particular step? What is that? Balcony sound is not coming. When I ask question, that time you should tell. Okay, timing you should maintain. Yes. Status is pass. When expected result and actual result both are not matching, then what is the status of that particular step? Fail. What is the status of that particular step? Fail. Good. When particular step is fail means that's called what? Bug. Buggy, not bug it is. What is that? Bug. When particular step status is fail, immediately you should prepare what? Defect report. You should prepare what? It is also called as bug report. Got it? Yes. Same process. You already have experience executing test cases from some tool. Executing test cases from tool. You have already experienced. Same kind of execution here also. But here, I'll show the before you do execution, what preparation you should do in this tool. I'll show. Okay? Yes. Now watch it, all of you. See, in ALM, if you want to execute test cases, you should go to which module? Test lab module. Now tell me, answer my question. In ALM, if you want to execute the test cases, you should go to which module? Test lab module. Fantastic. Watch it. See, when I click on test lab module, it display test lab page. It display test lab page. By default, there is a root folder. What folder? Root folder. Before you start executing the test cases, first you need to create folder structure. First you need to create what? You already have experience how to create a folder structure in ALM. First I'll create, then you should create. Okay, I'll create first. Watch it. So first you should select root folder, then you should click on icon called new folder, and you should give project name Bluebell. Bluebell. I created one folder. Okay. Under this folder, I need to create 2 subfolders. First, I'll give it. First folder I'll give name as manual testing. Under same project folder, I'll create one more folder by giving name as automation testing. This shows on this project you are going to do both manual testing as well as automation testing. So as of now, you are going to do manual testing. So you should select manual testing folder. Under manual testing folder, you should create one subfolder. And under the subfolder, under this manual testing folder, you should create subfolder by giving release name. By giving what name? Release name. In terms of agile, you should give sprint name, which sprint it is. Okay, you're going to do manual testing in which sprint. Okay, I'll just give sprint 1. Release name I given. Under release name folder, you have to create subfolder. You have to create subfolders. That means in first sprint, you were doing manual testing. Okay. In the manual testing, what kind of testing techniques you are going to perform? For each testing technique, you need to create one subfolder under release folder. Okay. I selected, release folder sprint 1. Under that, I should create subfolder. First subfolder, I'll give name as functional testing. Like this, how many subfolders they want, they can create it. It depends on, in manual testing, how many different types of testing techniques they want to perform. For those testing techniques, they create folders. Okay. So as of now, I'll create 3 subfolders. Next one, what is that? Integration testing. Next, I'll create one more subfolder that's called system testing. Did you understand online? Online, did you understand? Yes. Now listen to me, all of you. Now all of you should create this structure. Can you please create it quickly? Yeah. 2 minutes time. Create this structure, and then I'll teach next step. Is it done online? Finished? All of you? Offline? Fantastic. Let's move to the next step. Now watch it, all of you. After creating folder structure, now listen to me. As a test engineer, for example, today I want to do functional testing. Today I want to execute functional test cases. I'm executing test cases, nothing but real testing. Started or not started? Real testing started or not started? Started. Okay. Assume that, okay, today I want to do functional testing on real software. I want to execute functional test cases. Remember, all of you, whenever you want to execute test cases, you need one environment. You need one environment. Okay. In ALM, if you want to execute a test case, you need to insert test set. You need to insert a test set. What is test set? Test set, it's an environment where we add the test cases and execute the test cases. Got it? Test set, it's a environment which we use to execute a test cases. Got it? For one test set, you can add one test case or you can add multiple test cases and you can execute. It depends on you. Got it? Now all of you tell me. In test lab module, if you want to execute a test case, test engineer, before you start executing test cases, you need to insert what? You need to insert test set. What is that? Test set. Got it? Yes. Now I want to execute function test cases. That means I need to insert test set inside which folder? Function testing folder. Did you understand? Yes. Which testing you want to perform, under that particular testing folder, you should insert a test set. Okay. Now I want to execute function test cases. So I need to select which folder? Function testing folder. After selecting function testing folder, to insert test set, there's an icon called new test set. There's an icon called understood? Now watch it all of you watch screen. When I click on new test set icon, it display new test set page. It display which page? New test set page. Now you should give name for this test set. Okay? I am creating this test set to perform only functional testing. So I'll give test set name as functional testing. Functional testing. Okay. Now baseline. See this baseline. It's this name is related to performance testing. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yes. Next, default environment. Default environment nothing but for every project there should be some hardware and software requirements to test it. Yes or no? Without hardware and software requirement, can you test any software? Not possible. So for every project, there is a particular hardware and software environment required. The details are stored in this software by admin or technical team. So you will find here, so they can select the default environment. So in interview, they will not ask you to open this ALM and show. They'll just ask, explain what it contains, test set page, explain all these things. Default environment, nothing but in which hardware and software environment we are going to test this product that we need to select. This much you explain. Okay. Next, open date. Target cycle. Target cycle. Say this is blocked. Let it be. Next, closing date. That means when you are going to finish this function testing. 5 days, right? Next Friday. Status. It is open. And you can observe test set folder by default, test set folder name displayed. This test set in which folder you are inserting the test set folder name displayed here. Next, description. In this description text area, you know what they write? They write, this function testing, they do on which features, how many days it is, got it, on which build they are going to perform. In this test set, which are all the test cases you are going to add and execute. About this test set, they'll write a description. Did you understand? Yes, sir. Now I'll click on OK. Okay, now I'll write one single line description. Contains test cases which are required to do functional testing. Got it? I just written one simple single line. I'll say OK. When I say OK, you can observe it takes few seconds. Have patience. See, the test set is inserted under function testing folder. When you select a test set, you know how it looks? I'll select. When I select a test set, the test set template will display right side. You can see this is a test set template. Did you understand online how to insert a test set? Yes. Can you please insert a test set? Under functional testing, insert a test set. Is it done? Okay, next. Listen to me. Same way, if I want to do integration testing, if I want to execute integration test cases, then I need to insert test set under which folder? Integration testing folder. So first I need to select integration testing folder. I selected. After selecting, now answer my question. After selecting integration testing folder, to insert a test set, I need to click on which icon? New tested, not new test set icon. Very good. Very good. New test set icon. When I click on new test set icon, it display new test set page. You should enter test set name. I'll give test set name as testing name. Integration testing. Status open. Closing date when this test test will close. Oh. Yes. All right. Contains test cases which are required to do integration testing. Fantastic. See, created, test set under integration testing. Yes, no? Come on, all of you create test set under integration testing. Create test set under integration testing. Don't eat pen. Then all of you? Online, offline? Yes. Next. Now, I want to execute system test cases. If that is the case, I need to insert what? Understand the question. No, yeah, correct. See, listen to me. If I want to execute system test cases, if I want to perform system testing, I need to insert what? Test set. I need to insert test set. Under which folder? Okay, I select a system testing folder. Under system testing folder, if I want to insert test set, I need to click on which icon? I'll click on new test set icon. When I click on it, it display new test set page. Here I should enter test set name, system, testing, not testing. You can't test ALM. Next. So it should fill, it is open, yes, open date, closing date, yes, status, open. Next, all right, it means this test set contains test cases which are required to do system testing. Fantastic. See, I inserted test set under system testing folder. Yes, no, come on, all of you insert. Insert test set under system testing folder. Is it done? Online, offline? Once all of the site is done, then I'll move to the next step. Fantastic. Now listen to me. All of you listen to me. After inserting test set, what you should do? Listen to me. After inserting test set, for that test set, you should add test cases which you want to execute. Okay, how to add I'll show. See, for example, I want to do function testing now. I want to execute function test cases. So I should select function testing test set. I should select which test set? I selected function testing test set. In this function testing test set, there is a top left corner. In this test set, top left corner, there is an option called select tests. What is that? Select tests means test cases. Okay. So if you want to add, listen to me, if you want to add test cases to the test set, then you need to click on select tests option. When I click on select test option, you know what happens? Right side test plan tree will display. What tree will display? That means test plan module only will display here. Okay, test plan module where you written test cases, that complete test plan module only will display right side. Now you should open that subject folder. There is an arrow mark. Open it. Complete test plan hierarchy will come. In test plan, whatever the folder structure you created, that everything comes. Now I want to do function testing. So I should add which test case? So open function testing folder by clicking on arrow mark. Select particular test case which you want to add. After selecting, you should click on arrow mark, green color arrow mark. What is the name of that arrow mark? Add test to test set. That's the name of that arrow mark. After selecting particular test case, then click on add test to test set. When I click on it, what happens? Selected test case, one copy should be added to test set. Understood? One instance nothing but one copy. Selected test case, one copy should be added to test set for execution. Did you understand? This is how you can add test cases to test set. Not only one test case, you can add multiple test case. Under one folder, in functional testing, 2-3 templates are there, test case template. Select one test case template, press control, then select other test cases. This is how multiple test cases you can add. Did you understand online? Did you understand online? Yes. Now all of you right now what you should do is all functional test cases you should add it to function testing test set. After that, go to integration testing test set. Add all integration test cases to integration testing test set. Then go to system testing test set and add all system test cases to test set. Come and do it right now. Once all of you say adding test cases job is done, then I'll move to next step. Is it done, all of you? Online. Afshan, very good. Last 2 minutes. All of you sit straight. Don't take, support of supporter. You should be sit straight.
No, I said
sit
straight, not like this,
Okay. Is it done? Online? Vinita, is it done? Fantastic. Now watch it. Now, see, I want to execute functional test cases. Nothing but I want to do functional testing practically on real software. So what to do, this functional testing test set. This is which test set? Functional testing test set. Yes or no? Every test set has run button. You can see. Every test set has run button. If you want to start execution, you need to click on what? Run button. But before clicking run button, before you start execution, parallelly you should open application. Yes or no? You should open your project application which you want to test. Let me open. Yes, let me open. You don't open now. All of you don't open. It's assignment execution, okay? But next procedure, you remember this, okay? Before I click on run button in test set, in another window, I should open my application which I want to test. On which application I want to execute the test cases and test it, I should open that application. Let me open. Have patience. It's loading. Let it load completely. Yes. See, this is the application window. I'll just copy this URL. Why I'm copying, you know already. I'll just copy this URL and close this browser window. Now I'll minimize this VMware. Yes, watch it. Shh. Shh. Watch it now.
Online, you understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Now
Now
watch
watch
it.
it.
Now
Now
I'm going to start execution. I want to execute function test set, function test case. So in function test set, I'll click on run button. When I click on run button, you know what happens? You will get execution page. See, this is called execution page, manual runner. Still execution not started. Okay, when you click on run button, it display execution page which contains run name. See, execution ID is generated automatically. Configuration ID is generated automatically. Understood? Your test instance name, test case name came, and tester name automatically came, tester name. Got it? And what kind of testing you are doing? Test set name, function testing. Status not completed because not started only. Understood? See, all these details will display. Now, in this execution page, we need to click on begin run button. What run button? When I click on begin run, test case execution starts. What starts? Watch it now. When I click on begin run, see, I clicked. When I click on begin run, now execution page displayed. What page displayed? This is the execution page. In this execution page, what and all will display? I'll explain. See, in this execution page, which test case you are executing, the test case, how many steps it contains? You know, those steps will display here. Whatever the test case I added, it contains only 2 steps. That's why it is displaying 2 steps here. Did you understand online? Next, when you select one step, when you select any step, see if I select step 2, what is that step 2? Below it will display step 2 description. Below it will display step 2 description, and it displays step 2 expected result. And every step has got one more new column that is called actual. Actual result, nothing but practical result. When you perform this description or action practically, what practical result comes, that you should update in which column? Actual result. Did you understand, all of you? If I select step 1, what is that step 1? Description will display. Step 1 description will display, and also step 1 expected result will display. Understood this? This tool will not execute automatically. You should select one step and you should read the description of that step, and you manually perform that description practically, then check what is the practical result. You already have experience in executing test case in Jira. Same style of execution now. Got it? Now test engineer, I'll read like this. See? Oh, I selected step 1. Let me read. What is the step 1 description? Let me read. Open the browser and enter the URL. Oh, what is the URL? Oh, in bracket they mentioned www.bluebell.com. Is it? Then what I should do? Click on go button. Okay, this is the action I should do. Okay. Now tester will think, when I do this action, for this action, what I should expect? Now test engineer, I'll look into expected result. I came to know I should expect welcome page should display. Is it? Let me test practically. Who is thinking? Tester is thinking. Now test engineer, whatever you read the description, you want to do it practically. To execute this description practically, test engineer, I'll minimize this ALM and I'll open application window. In application window, now test engineer, as I read in step 1, first I should open the browser. Okay, let me open the browser. After opening the browser, as I read in the description, I should enter the URL. Okay, let me enter the URL, entered. Next, test engineer will think, as I read in description, I should click on go button. Okay, let me click on go button. When I click on go button, test engineer, I'll check, is it really? Yes! When I click on go button, test engineer, I practically got welcome page. That means test engineer, I came to know, as I written expected result, practical result, as it is, it displayed welcome page. Now, this result, this practical result, we call it as what? Actual result. This practical result, we call it as what? Actual result. And this actual result should be updated in execution page of ALM. How to update? To update, I should minimize this application window. In this execution page, in actual column, I should update, actual result. What is that? Welcome page display, not displayed. What is that? You should not write is displayed, was displayed, will displayed. No, you should write welcome page displayed. You should not write should displayed. Wrong. Got it? Welcome page displayed. Now, after updating actual result, now test engineer, will check expected result and actual result. Both are matching or not matching, he will check. Now tell me, here, expected result, actual result, both are matching or not matching? Matching or not matching? Online, you should also answer matching. Okay? Yes, you should not say yes, sir. You should answer matching. Now listen to me. When a particular step, expected result and actual result both are matching, then what is the status of that particular step? Pass or fail? Pass. How to set this status as pass? Watch it. Every step contains status column. Click on status of particular step. Click status drop-down list and select status as what? Passed. What is that? Passed. But in interview, don't drag too much. Okay, that sentence passed. No, passed. Okay, select status as what? Passed. Did you understand? Online, offline. Fantastic, beautiful. Next, now test engineer, I'll check. What is the next step I should execute? Oh, step number 2. Is it? Okay, let me see what is step number 2. How to see? Select. When I click on step number 2, below it displayed what is that step number 2 description it displayed. Now test engineer, I should read the description. Let me read. What is this step number 2? Enter valid username. Is it? What is the username? Oh, rashmi@dell.com. Okay. And enter password. What is the password? 123456. Is it? Then what I should do? Click on sign in button. Oh, this is the action I should do. Now tester will think, when I do this action, what I should expect? Test engineer, he will look into expected result. Then he came to know I should expect home page should display. Is it? Let me test practically. Who is thinking? Test engineer is thinking. Now test engineer, whatever he read description, you want to do it practically. To do this practically, test engineer, he opens application window. Practically will enter username, what he read in the description. Rashmi@dell.com, password 123456. Now test engineer, he'll click on sign in button. When I click on sign in button, he will check. Really it is displaying home page or not? He will check. Is it displaying? Yes! Test engineer, as a written expected result in test case, practically displayed what? Home page. Yes, no? This practical result, we call it as what? See, when you test something practically, whatever the result may come, either that result may be what you expected or it is unexpected. Doesn't matter. Practical result, we call it as what? Actual result. Understood? Now test engineer, I should update this actual result. I should update this actual result. Okay. To update this actual result, test engineer, I should minimize this application window. And in execution page, where I should update actual result? Actual column. In actual column. Okay. Yes. So I'll update home page displayed. Display not displayed already. Got it? So this is how you should write what? Actual result. Now tell me, all of you, expert result, actual result, both are matching, or fighting? When expert result and actual result both are matching, then what is the status of that particular step? Pass, not passed. What is that? How to change status of particular step? See, particular step contains status column. Okay, click on status of particular step which you executed, and click that drop down list and select status as what? Passed. Understood? This is how you should execute all the steps of your test case. Got it? I have, my test case has only 2 steps. My execution is completed. My execution is completed. Okay. Now, after completion of executing all the steps, now test engineer, you should click on end run button. What run button? End run button. You are able to see that end run? When you click on end run button, you know what happens? Your execution would have finished. You will exit from execution page, and you will go back to test set. You will go back to. Did you understand how to end the execution online? Now I'll show. I will not end. Now I'll show how to prepare defect report while executing the test case. If you find any bug, immediately how to prepare defect report from execution page only. I'll show. See, just for teaching purpose, intentionally I'll make one step as fail. That doesn't mean that in real time intentionally you should make it as fail. Got it? Yes. Just for teaching purpose, I'm doing this activity, but I should not do this. See, I expected home page should display, but practically displayed what? Blank page. Now tell me, expected and actual result both are matching or fighting? When expected result and actual result both are not matching, what is the status of that particular step? Failed. Yes or no? Yes. So I'll click status drop down list of particular step which I executed and select status as what? Failed. What is that? Failed. Got it? When particular step is failed means what is that? Bug. What is that? Bug. Right? Test engineer, while executing the test case, whenever you find a bug, immediately you should prepare what? Defect report. Yes or no? How to prepare defect report before you continue execution? How to prepare defect report in execution page? See, in this execution page, there is a shortcut option, which is a beautiful option, shortcut option to prepare a what? Defect report. Okay? You know what is that option? See, there is an option called new defect. There's an option called what? New defect. Online, you are able to see that? Yes. But before you click new defect option, you need to select failed step. You need to select failed step and then click on new defect option. When you click on new defect option, it displays defect report page. This is how defect report page looks in ALM. You can see it has many components. I love it. You should remember all these components. So much of work to your brain, no? I'm so happy. Yeah. You should remember all these components and you should explain all these components as I'm going to explain now. Okay? Yes. Some people are scolding inside. In their eyes only I can see. He is giving a lot of assignment to us. No problem. Watch it. So this is how defect report page looks. And beauty of using this shortcut is, you know what? Automatically, how you found the bug, steps are displayed. Automatically, in detail steps of, you know how you found a bug? Triggered those steps from test case only. This is the beauty of what? Using shortcut. See, you can see here. See steps. What you expected, what actually happened, automatically displayed. And also automatically displayed, you know, all the details. Just a second. Yes, automatically displayed all the details. See here, you know, by doing, you know, while doing which testing you found a bug, automatically displayed. And by executing which particular test case you found this bug, automatically displayed. And you know, which date, what is the idea of your run, in which execution you found a bug. Execution ID also displayed. Next, parameters, test parameters. Which step, you know, this also displayed automatically. This is the beauty of ALM. In which test case, which step, which particular step, for which particular step you found a bug, displayed. And what is that step, you know, in detail description displayed. Okay, what and all action you did, found this bug, in detail description. What you expected, but what actually happened, everything displayed automatically. Got it? So, in detail steps of how you found a bug, these steps are automatically displayed in defect report page, which are triggered from test case. That's the beauty of using this shortcut icon called new defect in execution page. Did you understand online? Like this, you should explain in interview. Got it? Now, we need to fill remaining attributes. First component, mandatory component. What is that? Summary. What, Mary? It's not query, Mary. Okay, it's a what? Summary. Okay, summary means what? I will explain. Listen to me. Summary means you have to describe the bug high level. That is nothing but summary. Whatever the bug you found, you should describe that bug high level in one line. Overall, what is that bug? That is nothing but what? Summary. Did you understand online? Yes, no? Yes. Now I'll describe. You know what? Blank page displayed. I just described in one line. Now tell me, developer, by seeing this summary, can you understand what is a bug? Can you understand, you know, will you get clarity on bug, what exactly the bug by seeing only summary? No. That is why, you know, in defect report page, in detail steps, we write. Okay? Yes. So when developer read this in detail steps in description, then only developer come to know what exactly the bug, clearly will understand. Got it? But lucky, automatically what in detail steps displayed in description using that new defect icon. Okay? Yes. Next, you know, automatically test engineer name came. Detected by detector. Who is that? Vijay Lee. Okay? Spy. So your name, test your name comes. Detected by whom? Found by whom? Automatically comes. Okay. Next, detected on which date? Which date you found this bug? Automatically came. Understood? Next, severity. What rity? In manual testing, you would have learned in terms of bug, what is the meaning of severity? All of you learned or not? Defect life cycle topic completed or not? Yes or no? But still, high level I'll explain. Okay, I have a habit of, you know, explaining again and teach. Okay, just because you learned it, I'll not go blindly. Severity. Severity means impact. Impact means generally, if I'm talking effect. What is that? Effect. Hey, because of this bug, what is the loss in the business? So by thinking in that way, we decide what is the severity of the bug. That means how severe that bug is. Got it? Yes, that is nothing but severity. Impact of the bug on customer's business. Okay, severity. See, we decide severity based on how much impact is there. Okay, understood? So severity terminology, see severity, bug severity we define using 4 terminologies commonly: blocker, critical, major, minor. Understood this? Yes. Now let's see in ALM what kind of severity terminologies are present here. Okay. Wow. See here in ALM Severity drop-down list contains priority terminologies. You can explain same thing. What you've seen practically, you can explain same thing with same sentence. Either you explain like this. In ALM, in severity drop-down list, we used to prioritize, in severity drop-down list, we had priority terminologies. Like, you should tell all these terminologies. If they ask, hey, why they had like this? They did settings like that. We used to severity only, we used to declare the severity by showing how emergency it is to fix it. Got it? With the priority terminologies. Like this, you explain in interview as it is, what you see. Or some people, no, I want to tell blocker, critical, major, minor. Tell it. Will they open and check? You can tell, we had a severity drop-down list which has terminologies like blocker, critical, major, minor. Tell it. Will they open and see in the interview? No. Either you tell actual thing as I explained about severity, or you tell like this. Blocker, critical, major, minor, we had. Did you understand online? Yes. Now I'll select urgent. Home page only not coming. Very urgent. Yes or no? Urgent means immediately fix it. Understood? Yeah. Next. Assign to. Listen to me. This assign to component, test engineers, we should not use. Okay? So we need to change some permission. Actually, this component should not come to test engineer login. Who will assign bug to developers? Development lead. In development team, development lead is responsible to assign the bug to particular developer to fix it. Test engineer, you will only assign, huh? No. Understood? So don't explain this component in interview. Assign to. Got it? Yes. Next, closing date. This you can expect. When this bug report, that means when this bug should be fixed. Test engineer, you can expect, okay, because you know what is the severity of it, what is the impact of it, what is the effect of it. So you can expect it. So I'll write closing date. By Tuesday, this bug should be, by Tuesday not, why bug? It's a blank page, one page only not coming. Why Tuesday? Today is what day? No, today is what day I said. No, understand the question, day. Common sense only don't have. Tomorrow it should be ready. Now listen to me. No, listen to me. Shh. Focus. Next. Detected in release. Listen to me, all of you. Next component is what? Detected in release. That means in which sprint you found this bug while testing. Okay. You know how to select. Watch it. How beautifully it will display. Or click on detected in release drop-down list. You'll be having release folder. Open that release folder. Whatever the release details they stored, all the release details will display. Select a particular release, in which release you tested and found this bug. All right. First release. Yeah. Say okay. See, release is selected. Next. The next component is detected on environment. Environment means platform. On which OS, in which browser you tested and found this bug. Understood this? That's the meaning of environment. Environment details they would have stored so that you will find in this drop-down list you have to select. This is how you explain it. Got it? But don't tell that sentence. They would have stored, I would have selected. No. You say the next component is detected on environment means on which platform, in which browser we tested and found this bug that we need to select. This much you explain. Next, modified. Am I modifying this defect report? No. That's why it is blocked. Okay. Next. Next component. What is that? Priority. You know what is the meaning of priority in terms of bug? How soon this bug must be fixed? That is the meaning of priority. Let's see what type of priority terminologies are present here. Low, medium, high, very high, urgent. I'll select it's full urgent. Next component. What is that? Reproducible. All of you completed defect life cycle. In defect life cycle, defect report has many statuses. In that, there is a one status called not reproducible. All of you learned this defect report status online. reproducible. What is the meaning of this component? This defect report is asking me, boss, you are entering one defect, you are entering one bug details here. Is that bug reproducible or not reproducible? If anybody follow your detailed steps and try to see that bug, is this bug reproducible or not? That is the meaning of that component. There are two options, y and n. Y means yes, sir. N means no. Yes, it is reproducible. If it is reproducible, say yes. If it is not reproducible, say no. Okay. When you say no, it is not reproducible, then in description you have to mention what time this bug is coming. 4th time or 5th time, you should mention in bracket. Try these steps for 5 times, then you will find a bug. Understood? Next, subject. While doing which testing you found? Function testing. By default, it is selected. Next, the next component is what? Target release. This testing here you can expect. Because you know what is the severity of that bug, what is the impact of the bug, you can expect. Target release nothing but this bug in which release it should be fixed. You have to select. I'll click this drop down list, you will get a release folder. In first release only, it should be fixed. Fantastic. Next component. Target cycle. What is that? See, one release or one sprint has many test cycles. Yes or no? In which test cycle this bug must be fixed? That is nothing but target cycle. Let me select. See, click target cycle drop down list. You will find release folder. When you click release folder, you will get releases. Every release has an arrow mark. Click particular release. Under release, you will find a test cycle details. So in first test cycle only should be fixed because home page only not coming. Yes, no? Yes. Selected target cycle. Next, status. See, you studied defect report statuses in defect lifecycle concept. Yes or no? Here also there is status drop down list. Let's see what kind of statuses are present here in ALM, in defect report. Wow! See? New, open, fixed, closed, rejected, reopen. See? Let me quickly explain. I know you already know all these statuses when they set which status. But quickly I'll revise it. So whenever tester find a bug, okay, new bug, he is preparing defect report for new bug. You will select status as what? New. When you send this defect report to development team, in development team, okay, development lead, you will read this defect report. If you feel like it is a bug, then you will change same defect report status as open. Open nothing but going to fix. Open nothing but what? Did you understand online? Yes. Next, developer, listen to me. Developer, assume that he fixed the bug. After fixing the bug, developer, he will change same defect report status as what? Fixed. What? Fixed. Okay, when developer fix the bug, automatically tester will get one email saying that bug, so and so bug is fixed. Then test engineer, I want to retest the bug. When I retest the bug, if I come to know really bug is fixed, then test engineer, I will change same defect report status as what? Closed. What is that? Closed. Understood online? Yes. Next, listen to me. This is the flow of the defect report life cycle. But sometimes what happens, I set it status as new defect report prepared, sent to developer. Developer read the defect report and they are not accepting it as a bug. In that situation, developers, they will change same defect report status as what? Rejected. But when developers rejecting my defect report, they need to write the what? Reasons why they are rejecting. They will write the reasons, they'll send it back to me. As soon as when I receive my defect report, as soon as when I receive reply from development team, I came to know my defect is rejected. Then I will read their reasons. If I feel like their reasons are not, make sense. They rejected my bug, but I am not accepting that rejection, and I read their reasons, and I am not accepting their reasons. In that situation, test engineer, I will change defect report status as what? Reopen, and I will also write my reasons why it is a bug, why you should fix. Send to developer. Like this, developers and test engineers fight each other. End of the day, any one person will win. Understood? Is it very clear, each and every status here? Yes, sir. This is how all these statuses you should remember. Okay, when you are showing ALM, experience. I used ALM means they'll ask, explain defect report page in ALM. You should explain each and every component, each and every terminologist like me. Did you understand, all of you? Yes, sir. Fantastic. Now I'm creating a new defect report, so I'll select status as what? New. Next, there is a next component. What is that? Project. Got it? Say project, drop down list, you can select, no need to, according to me, this component should not display, because which project we are already creating, that project name by default displayed. Yes or no? That's what, some permissions should not be given. Now I logged in as, I given administration permission. Yes, have you remembered administration, project administration permission I given? That's why some components are displaying. So guys, don't select this project, drop down list, don't tell it. Okay, next component, what is that? Planned closing. Planned closing in version. Say one software has many versions, yes or no? So test engineer, you need to select. Okay, you'll be knowing which version of this project. This bug should be fixed in which version. That version details also they would have stored, technical team or admin team, they would have stored in this tool. So that project version, you will get in this drop-down list, you need to select. Got it? This is how you explain it. Planned, closing version, nothing but in which version of this project this bug should be fixed, that we need to select. Next component, what is that? Estimated fixed time. Say fixing time, who should estimate? We already given when is the deadline, target cycle, target release. Fixing time and all, developer should calculate. Okay, this should not come here. Okay, because we didn't restrict the permissions. I given project administration permission only for testing here, so you are able to see this. Okay, don't explain this component in interview. Next, detected in version. This you explain. In which version of the project we found this bug, that you have to select from this drop-down list. Next, detected in cycle. That means in which test cycle you found this bug. You need to select the test cycle. Build one. Yes. Next component is closed in version. In which version of the project it should be closed, that you have to select. Next, actual fixed time. This don't explain this component. Test engineer, you don't explain. Okay. Did you understand each and every component meaning here? Yes, all of you? Yes, online, did you understand? Say the way I explained, same way you explain defect report like this, I'll tell you. Their heart 100% they will trust you as what? Genuine. Got it? So obviously we're going to work. Okay? Yes. Now I filled defect report. Now I'll click on OK. When I click on OK, you know what happens? One defect report should be created, and that created defect report, it will be there in which module? Defects module. Which module? So when I create one defect report, again I'll come back to execution page. Now you can continue executing remaining steps. Did you understand? While executing the test cases, whenever tester find any bug, immediately how to prepare defect report using shortcut. Did you understand? Yes, sir. All of you understood? Yes, sir. See, my execution is completed. No other steps are there. So I should end the execution. You know how to end? See, there is a button called end run. I should click on end run. When I click on end run, what happens? I'll come out from execution and I'll come back to test set page. See, I came back to test set page. In this test set, you can see it is showing whole test case has failed. But actually this test case contains how many steps? 2 steps. Out of 2 steps, how many steps failed? 1 step failed. But in test set, it is showing entire test case has what? Failed. I already explained this. Remember, one test case document may contains 10 steps, 50 steps, 100 steps. Out of these steps, any one step is failed means it will consider entire test case as failed. Why? Because all 50 steps you would have written regarding one feature only. On same feature only, you would have written 50, 40 steps. So one step is failed means in one direction that feature is not working. Did you understand online? This is how you need to execute all types of test cases. Got it? So it's an assignment. You need to execute all types of test cases. Okay? Yes. And listen to me. One more beautiful thing. Below this test set, you can see there is a report. What is that? Last run report. What is that? In this last run report, when you select particular step, that particular step, status, that means what happened, description will display right side. You can scroll up and scroll down. Did you understand? When you select particular step, that particular step details will display right side. Got it? This is called test execution report. This is called what report? Test execution report. Your test execution report, nothing but run report, automatically generated. Once you end the execution, that execution report will display below the test set only. That's the beauty of what? ALM. Understood this? Got it? Yes. Understood all of you? Fantastic. And listen to me. Shh. Listen to me. Till now, everything is clear? How to execute the test cases. While executing the test cases, whenever you find a defect report, how to prepare immediately defect report using new defect icon? Yes, sir. Yes. Veena, I already told. If you want to add one more test case, you can follow same. Click on select test, add it. Execute. Same. Now, listen to me, all of you. Now I'll show. Now you can ask me, sir, you created one defect report. No, you said it will be there in the defect module. Can you show it? I'll show. Watch it. There is a module called defects module in LHN. I'll click on defects module. In defect module, you can see my defect report which I created while execution. This is my defect report, and you can observe defect ID is generated automatically by this software, by this ALM. What is the defect ID? Why 1? Why? Because on this project, this is the first bug, this is the first defect report I created. Did you understand online? Got it? So defect ID is automatically generated by this tool. Got it? Yes. Online, did you understand? Fantastic. Next, watch it. When you select one defect report, the defect report contains what information? Everything will display below. You can see here. I selected my defect report, so the defect report details displayed here below. Understood? And for this defect report, if you want to attach screenshot of the defect report, then, in this defect report, there is a section called attachment. What meant? Attachment. Click on attachment. You can attach bug screenshot. You can attach bug screenshot here. No problem. And if you want to see history of this defect report, who created, which time, what time, which minute, within how many seconds they created, go to history. Where you should go? History. Select history section. You'll find history. See how beautiful it will display. Which date, which time, which hour, which minute, which second, changer, danger not, changer, Vijay League. Got it? Then below, full history. Did you understand? Yes. Very clear picture you'll find here. Online, did you understand? Fantastic. And one more thing, listen to me. That's all about how to prepare defect report while executing the test cases. Got it? Understood? One process, complete test your job process, you understood. One more thing I'll show. How to link particular defect report with particular test case. How to link, I'll show. Okay? But to link that, you should know defect ID. What is the defect ID? 1. Now I am going to link particular defect report with particular test case, so that in future, easily I can trace. By executing which particular test case I found this bug. Okay? I'll link a defect report with particular test case. How to do that? Simple, yeah. Watch it. I'll go to test plan module. I'll go to which module? Test plan module. In test plan module, I'll select particular test case. I'll select which test case? Particular test case. As of now, I executed. Listen to me. By executing which test case, I found that bug. Functional test case. Yes or no? So I'll select functional test case. When I select functional test case, so functional test case template will come right side. In this template, I should go to which section? Linked defects section. Yes or no? I'll go to linked defect section. In linked defect section, there is an icon called add and link defect. Or else you can do one thing. Don't use that first icon. Second icon you select. What is that? Link existing defect. What is that? Link existing defect. I'll click this icon, link existing defect. It will ask, if you want to link defect to this test case, selected test case, enter defect ID. I'll enter defect ID. What is that? 1. Now watch it, what happens? I'll click on link. When I click on link, see, linked. What happened? Linked. Done? Understood? See, the moment I enter 1, immediately defect report only came here. See? Blank page displayed. Yes or no? This is how, whenever you prepare defect report, you can link particular defect report with particular test case. By executing which test case you found that bug. You can link it like this. Online, did you understand? Did you understand? Yes. Now listen to me. One more activity we forgot. Before I show this execution, I should show traceability matrix how to prepare. Yes, no? How to map a particular requirement with particular test case. Yes or no? Right now I'll show. Okay? Just because after execution I am showing traceability matrix, that doesn't mean that is the reality. Understood? I forgot to show that directly I started execution. But in assignment, what you should do? First you should do traceability matrix, then start execution. Got it? I'll show how to map. How to, map particular requirement to particular test case. Okay? Traceability matrix. Watch it. Traceability matrix topic is completed in manual testing. That means you know the concept. Yes, no? Mapping requirement to test case or test cases to requirement. I'll show that. Okay? Watch it. All of you listen to me. Watch screen. See, if you want to prepare traceability matrix, if you want to map test cases to requirement or requirement to test case, I'll show how to map requirement to test case only. So I'll click on test plan module. Now I'm showing what? Mapping requirement to test case. I'm showing what? Mapping requirement to test case. See, if you want to map requirement to test case, you should come to test plan module. Which module? See, I click on test plan module. When I click on test plan module, right side test plan page comes. In test plan page, first you need to select particular test case. To which you want to map requirement. Did you understand? Okay, I selected new campaign. I want to map requirement to new campaign test case. I selected. When I select new campaign test case, right side new campaign test case comes. In this test case template, I should click on which section? Requirement coverage. I should go to which section? See, I'll go to requirement coverage section. In requirement coverage section, there is a button called select requirement. There is a button called select requirement. There is a button called select requirement. Okay. Now I'll click on select requirement button. When I click on select requirement button, you know what happens? Right side, you will get requirement tree. Right side, you will get what? Requirement tree. Got it? What this requirement tree contains? Simple. In requirement module, whatever the requirement you stored, all the requirements will display here. Now, test engineer, I have to open this requirement folder. Okay, I have to open this hierarchy. After opening this requirement, I need to select particular requirement which I want to map. Okay. Now, I'll ask you one common sense question. I selected which test case? Which feature test case? Which feature test case? Sorry, wrong. which feature? New campaign. I selected which feature test case? New campaign. That means new campaign feature test case. I should map which requirement? Lead requirement? New campaign requirement only I should map. Yes or no? See, I'll select new campaign requirement. After selecting, then I should click on green color arrow mark, which is named as add to coverage, which is named as after selecting particular requirement which you want to map, after selecting that requirement, click on add to coverage button. When I click on add to coverage button, you know what happens? Selected requirement, one copy should be added to requirement coverage page of particular test case. This shows I mapped a particular requirement, a particular test case. That means this shows for this requirement already test case is there. Did you understand? Over. I prepared traceable matrix. Did you understand online? Did you understand online? Fantastic. That's all about traceability matrix. Got it? Now listen to me one more thing. After mapping requirement to particular test case, then you go to requirement module and check the status. Got it? See, beginning requirement status was not covered. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
After mapping requirement to test case in requirement module, requirement status would have changed it to what? No run. No run shows test case is there but not executed. Got it? Let me check. Let me check new campaign requirement in requirement module. I'll go to requirement module. In requirement module, new campaign already executed. No, that's why it is showing failed. But for you, after mapping, the not covered status will change to no run. No run means for this requirement test case is there but not executed. That's how it shows. Did you understand online how to prepare traceable matrix? Fantastic. Fantastic. If you want, you can take screenshot just for reference. This one, traceable matrix. Yeah, in gym we will be having this equipment now. I'll do by sitting. Yes. Have you taken screenshot? So is it very clear whatever I explained? Yes. This is the assignment. Listen to me. Today's assignment. First prepare traceability matrix. At least for 2-3 test cases you map. It should be practice for you. After that, execution start as I showed in the class. Well, execution, whenever you find a bug, prepare defect report. After preparing defect report, immediately link that defect report to a particular test case by going to test plan module. Got it? This much work you should do it. Have patience. Don't be hurry-burry. Cool way, do it. Got it? Next, one more session I need for ALM. Last 2 sessions are remaining. Okay? So 1 or 2 session. Next session, I'll teach how to generate reports. How to generate reports, and also how to generate all types of graphs and matrices which you studied in manual testing in ALM. How to generate I'll show, and then I'll show how to prepare resume. So last 2 session, okay, perfectly your project class will complete. Okay, but listen to me. Tomorrow is holiday. Okay, I'm traveling. Okay, because of my bank and some property issues, I had to travel. Monday and Tuesday I will not be there. Got it? So our next class is Wednesday. Yes, online case study is remaining. I'll do case study after project class. Okay, don't worry. We'll inform you in Q Talk. Okay. So when is our next class? Next class, Wednesday. Okay. Saturday, tomorrow, no class because tonight only I'm traveling. I have some property issues. I need to go there. Okay. Monday and Tuesday, I'll not be there. So Tuesday night, I'll come back. So next week, Wednesday morning, sharp 8 o'clock, we'll start ALM. Last day of ALM. Okay. Yes. You have got lot of time. Execute all the test cases. Whenever you find, prepare defect report. Link the defect report to a particular test case. Before you start execution, you do traceability matrix. Did you understand, all of you? Fantastic. Guys, today's session is done. I'll stop it here. We'll catch up Wednesday morning sharp, 8 o'clock. Please do this assignment. Okay? Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you to me.